WYLN Hazleton. This is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Monday, September 16th, 2013. I'm Lisa Sugart. Tonight it's being called the happiest place on earth. Where you can find all that joy is coming up a little later in the program. Plus, it's a new fitness craze that takes you to new heights, literally. We have the latest on that. In sports, if you missed the WYLN Game of the Week Saturday, have no fear, because Beth Mensinger is back with highlights from the Friday night football matchup. And meteorologist Joe Garbacek has what feels like a fall-like forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. The FBI has released the name of the alleged gunman in the Washington, D.C. shooting. He is 34-year-old Aaron Alexis, a former Naval Reserve member, and authorities say he apparently used someone else's ID to gain entrance to the yard. He was arrested in Seattle for shooting out tires on a car in what authorities called an anger-fueled blackout. Police shot and killed him sometime before noon today. Meanwhile, today's shooting claimed the lives of 13 people. INN's Phil Daugherty has more on the Washington shooting.
Three shots, pow, pow, pow. 30 seconds later, I heard 4 more shots, and a couple of us that were in the cafeteria knew they were shots, and we started panicking.
And a Navy yard in the heart of Washington, D.C. is the target in a shooting rampage. At least 12 people are dead and several others injured. It happened this morning at the headquarters of the Naval Sea Systems Command. One of these shooters is among the dead, and authorities believe there may be another at large. He was wearing a green and tan style military clothing when that shooting happened. President Barack Obama says he is mourning what he calls yet another mass shooting, one that took the lives of American patriots.
They're patriots, and they know the dangers of serving abroad, but today they face the unimaginable violence that they wouldn't have expected here at home. So we offer our gratitude to the Navy and local law enforcement, federal authorities, and the doctors who've responded with skill and bravery.
The president also called for a thorough and seamless investigation involving federal agencies and the military. Officials have not yet released any possible motive yet.
Well, now to an update on a shooting here in our area. Early this morning, a second man was arrested by Hazleton police in connection with a shooting last week in West Hazleton. 29-year-old Rafael Antonio Camacho of Hazleton was taken into custody in the area of East Diamond Avenue and Cedar Street. Police did not say what role Camacho played in the shooting, which happened on September 8th at 227 East Broad Street. Meanwhile, an arrest was also made Friday night in connection with that shooting in West Hazleton. 20-year-old Christopher G. Vega was charged with criminal conspiracy, aggravated assault, robbery, unlawful restraint, and simple assault after being arrested Friday night on a warrant at 455 Samuels Avenue in Hazleton. Hazleton police responded to that address and took Vega into custody and served a search warrant for the house. Police also say they recovered a large amount of evidence. Vega was arraigned at Magistrate Jamie Dixon's office in Hazel Township. Tonight he is in the Luzerne County Prison in lieu of $250,000 straight cash bail. Meanwhile, a Wilkes-Barre shooting is now fatal. 18-year-old Christopher Narain Asami, who was shot in the head and critically injured on South Wells Street in Wilkes-Barre last week, has now died from his injuries. That according to the Luzerne County Coroner's Office. The shooting took place near the staircase leading into the Boulevard townhomes around 12:45 Friday morning. The other man who was shot, Alexander Torre Silva of South Sherman Street, was treated at Geisinger Wyoming Valley Medical Center in Plains Township and was released. Prosecutors called this incident an apparently random attack. 27-year-old Jordan Stevens is being called a person of interest in the shooting, and police are now looking for him. Stevens is described as 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 170 pounds. He was last seen wearing a light-colored T-shirt and shorts and black or dark-colored shoes. He also has several tattoos, including an image of the Grim Reaper from his elbow to his wrist on his right arm, and the initials JT on his right wrist. Stevens is believed to be armed and dangerous and should not be approached. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should call police at 208-4200 or else dial 911. Another shooting in the city of Wilkes-Barre. It happened early Sunday. Officers responded to the incident and found shell casings on Moffett Street and a projectile lodged in the front door of a residence of Old River Road. Officers found no suspects in the area and no injuries were reported. The caller refused to come to his door when police arrived. Anyone with information should contact Wilkes-Barre Police at 826-8106. And there was a shooting in Hazleton over the weekend. A 40-year-old Hispanic male was shot in the neck inside a garage at 29 North Poplar Street Saturday afternoon. Police say the man was shot and then dropped off at Hazleton General Hospital just after 4:30. Hospital personnel immediately called police. The man, who has not been named by police yet, was flown to a regional trauma center for treatment. The shooting is still under investigation. Anyone with any information is asked to call Hazleton Police. That number is 459-4940. There was a robbery at Knife Point in Hazleton just after 7:30 Sunday night. According to police, a white male entered Puff and Picks on 15th Street wearing a white and black checkered sweatshirt, blue shorts, and a Philadelphia Eagles shirt. The suspect stole money from the business, but the amount is still unknown. No one was injured during the robbery. Anyone with information is being asked to call City Police. Again, the number 459-4940. 2 men are dead after a crash on Route 61 in Newcastle Township Saturday night. State Police in Frackville tell us 48-year-old Irvin Wallace of Shenandoah and 32-year-old Brian Hibschman were involved in the head-on collision. Hibschman, who was driving a 99 Chevy Astro van, was traveling northbound on 61, and Wallace, driving a 1994 GMC Jimmy, was traveling in the southbound lane when Hibschman crossed into the median and struck Wallace head-on. According to state police, neither of the men were wearing their seatbelts at the time of the accident. Hazleton is promising to begin rental inspections within the next 2 weeks, and the Hazleton Area Landlords Organization is promising to try to stop it. The ordinance creating the very controversial inspections passed last summer and was greeted with a suit from Halo. While the city is saying it's going ahead with them anyway, Halo says it's going to court to get an injunction to block them. The city has started mailing registration forms with a $25 annual registration fee to buildings that house 4 or fewer rental units. Bills must be paid by September 30th. Inspections, which cost $70 per unit, are set to start afterward. Off-duty firefighters or code officials will likely conduct the inspections. Opponents say that the inspections violate the Fourth Amendment guarantee against unreasonable search and seizures. Well, could a new nursing school be coming to the Hazleton area? When the Hazleton Zoning Hearing Board meets next week, one item on its agenda will deal with plans for the former St. Joseph Hospital on Church Street in Hazleton. According to a recent public notice, the New York firm that purchased the building in May will go before the zoning board with plans for an assisted living facility and a future nursing school. Now, back in May, we told you that the former hospital was purchased by the Claremont Group from New York. Ross Harris, a company spokesman, said at that time they were still in consultation with contractors and architects and did not have further details then. Harris further stated that the company was looking to do assisted living and incorporate other business solutions. According to the recent public notice, Kate Day will go before the board to request a use by special exception for conversion of the property at 681 North Church Street to an assisted living facility and future nursing school. Meanwhile, a second use variance is being requested for 659 North Church Street to be used as a business office. That would be the location of the former Price's Dairy. It had served as a business office for the former hospital. Now, as you may remember, years ago, the then Hazleton State General Hospital did have its own nursing school in what is now the Office and Education Building in front of Hazleton General Hospital. Both of these matters will go before the Hazleton Zoning Board at its meeting set for next Thursday, September 26th at 6:30 p.m. The Zoning Board meets in City Council chambers on the second floor of Hazleton City Hall. Attorneys for convicted child molester Jerry Sandusky will hold a hearing tomorrow at the Luzerne County Courthouse. He had lost his appeal in Center County Court and now has moved on to Luzerne County. The oral arguments will take place just after 3 p.m. tomorrow before a 3-judge panel of the Pennsylvania Superior Court. His lawyers are expected to argue that they were not given enough time to properly prepare for trial. Sandusky is currently serving a 30 to 60-year sentence in a state prison after being convicted of sexually molesting 10 young boys over a 15-year period, many of them being committed on Penn State's campus in State College. Sandusky himself will not be at tomorrow's hearing. As of this coming Saturday, you will have to dial 10 digits for every phone number you call. That means you will have to include the area code each and every time. A new area code, 272, will be implemented in the current 570 area code region. It's what's known as an overlay area code, meaning the 570 area code will remain and its borders won't change. The 272 area code will be assigned to new numbers inside that 570 boundary lines. Hence the need for the area code with every call, otherwise the call will not be completed. You will get a recording that will tell you to hang up and dial again using the area code. The ultimate decision to add the new area code comes from the North American Numbering Plan Administration, NANPA, the contractor that oversees telephone numbers for the federal government. The Susquehanna nuclear power plant near Berwick briefly declared a, quote, unusual event Sunday around 11:30 a.m. because of water leaking inside a room in the plant's Unit 2 reactor building. The unit was immediately shut down. According to the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission for Nuclear Power Plants, an unusual event is the lowest of 4 emergency classifications. The leak was contained to one room and operators responded quickly to stop the leak. Local and state emergency management agencies were immediately notified of the situation. The unusual event ended just before 4 p.m. on Saturday. The event had no effect on the public safety and required no public action. In Colorado, the problem is flooding, a lot of it. Phil Daugherty has more.
Rivers and creeks are still rising after more than 18 inches of rain fell in just 5 days. At least 6 people are dead and 1,500 homes destroyed. 1,200 people are unaccounted for, but mostly because communications are down. Officials say up to 1,000 people are still waiting to be evacuated.
We're still bracing. I mean, there are many homes that have been destroyed, a number have been collapsed, and we haven't been in them yet. So we're still dealing with that. How do we save lives first?
Despite the devastation, the Larimer County Sheriff says what he's seen so far has restored his hope.
How can we ever recover from this? And I know exactly, inch by inch, mile by mile, community by community, they're taking this stuff back. They're doing it. People are getting those things done out there.
That's Phil Daugherty reporting. Dermatologists say women do not care for their hair enough. Holly Furfer has that story.
It's been said a woman's hair is her crowning glory, but if you aren't careful, it could lose some of its luster.
Heat is probably the single most damaging thing that we're overexposing our hair to.
Whether from a blow dryer, curling iron, or flat iron, heat leaves the hair looking dull and prone to split ends. That's because heat breaks down the cuticle, the protective outer layer of the hair that gives it its shine. So what should you do? Let your hair air dry. If you don't have the time, set your hair dryer to cold.
As the hair starts to dry, progress up to warm.
And keep the dryer at least 6 inches away from the hair. Also, when you get out of the shower, just wrap your hair in a towel.
Wet hair is so incredibly fragile, and just by vigorously towel drying the hair, it stretches it beyond its breaking point.
Don't comb your hair when it's wet, but if you must, use a fat tooth comb. But there are some exceptions.
If you are an African American, it is better to go ahead and comb and brush the hair while it is wet.
Other pieces of advice: only use irons every other day and cut down on the hairspray. I'm Holly Furfer.
Some good advice. Well, weather is making the news internationally. Mexico is getting bleeded from both sides. Phil Daugherty has details.
Rain and strong winds continue to lash both sides of Mexico as 2 big storms close in. On the Pacific side, Tropical Storm Manuel, you're looking at the damage from that storm right here. It's killed at least 9 people so far. On the opposite side in the Gulf of Mexico, Hurricane Ingrid has been blamed for at least 6 deaths. People along Mexico's east coast are being warned about a dangerous storm surge. Flash floods and mudslides are also possible.
Also in the news tonight, the city of Wilkes-Barre has announced that a free adolescent immunization clinic will be held next Monday, September 23rd. The Pennsylvania Department of Health and the Wilkes-Barre City Health Department will administer free meningococcal, tetanus, and chickenpox vaccines from 4 to 7 p.m. next Monday at the Kingston Armory, 280 Market Street in Wilkes-Barre. The vaccines are available for students entering grades 7 through 12 who have not been previously vaccinated for those illnesses. Now, prior to attending, parents are asked to fax their child's immunization record to the Luzerne County State Health Center at 820-4947. Wilkes-Barre City residents can fax their records to 208-4105, or parents can have their child's school nurse submit them. Anyone with questions can call the Luzerne County State Health Center at 826-2071 or the Wilkes-Barre City Health Department at 208-4268. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to get our first look at the forecast for the rest of your work week. Meteorologist Joe Garbochik is outdoors right now in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Joe, feeling a bit brisk out there tonight, I bet.
Sure thing, Lisa. Definitely very chilly in the air. Have a bit of a breeze here in the backyard, and temperatures continue to fall at this 10 o'clock hour. How low is the mercury going to go tonight? And as we go into tomorrow night, I'm going to let you know with the complete 7-day forecast, but there's actually some frost advisories in effect for tonight. Yeah, this early in the year, in the season, over the northern tier of Pennsylvania, temperatures have a tendency and probably will fall into the 30s tonight, hence those frost advisories. None at least for our immediate viewing area. I'll talk about what we can expect with the complete 7-day forecast coming up next.
Safe, supporting autism and families everywhere, is holding a walk-in resource fair Saturday, September 28th from 9 until noon at the Hazleton Area High School track. For more information, call 570-822-7259. Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week, Heritage welcomes a taste of fall with Surefine fresh half-peck tote bag apples, only 88 cents a pound.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
People have a very jaded opinion of contractors. At the Wire Guys, we completely turn that experience on its head. My electrician is going to show up and wear shoe covers. Be respectful. We are the cleanest contractors that you'll ever use. Before he even starts, he's going to give you a price in writing that he's going to stick to. I want them to be your superhero when they walk out that door. Call me. If we're late, you get paid.
Watch the 2013 Schuylkill County Firefighters Parade on WYLN at the following times on your screen. Join in the 150th anniversary of Monterey City only on WYLN. We're your local network.
Well, as I told you, there are those frost advisories in effect for the northern tier of Pennsylvania through the overnight hours, but again, for the most part, all of our viewing area, immediate viewing area, will not have to worry about any frost through tonight. Now, there's nothing to show you our live 35 Skycast Doppler. We're dry, and I think we're going to stay dry as we head through the overnight hours. Our live Lehigh tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton, we've already now dropped into the 40s, and we're going to continue to drop several more degrees through the overnight hours with those clear to mostly clear skies that will be present. We've seen now 0.07 of an inch of rainfall since midnight. Pressure 30.20 inches of mercury. High pressure will build in, and that's going to allow those skies to clear through tonight and looking like a nice day for tomorrow with a lot of sunshine. For the most part early this morning, generally we drop down into the 50s, but now we're going to be dropping much colder tonight. We're going to be looking at temperatures dropping into the 40s, could be some upper 30s out there. But at least today did manage to make it up into the 60s, and some locations managed to make it up into the lower 70s. It's now 51 now in Shenandoah, 53 in Jim Thorpe, 49 in New Angola, 52 in Berwick, as well as Monomoy City and Bloomsburg, and 53 degrees in Danville. Satellite and radar with high pressure building in, that basically ceases all of the uplift, if you will, that causes the clouds and precipitation, and you're not going to see any of it. Just a few false echoes across the northeast, clearing skies, and that's looking very nice as we head through tonight and tomorrow. We're going to see a lot of sunshine, limited clouds, if any. Picture perfect day, and it's looking pretty nice pretty much the rest of this week. Here's a look at the numbers. Tonight, 40s, maybe some upper 30s. Tomorrow, I think we're into the 60s in most locations, and tomorrow night, yeah, there's a good chance we're going to be looking at temperatures falling into the 30s, mid to upper 30s across our area. And notice by middle part of the week, noontime hour, temperatures generally holding in the 60s. High pressure and control going to give us next couple of days kind of cool, but yeah, a lot of sunshine. Tomorrow's going to be another chilly night going into tomorrow night, but then after tomorrow night, it looks like it's going to get milder. I think instead of us seeing 30s and 40s, we'll be looking at upper 40s and lower 50s for overnight lows. But again, there's that frost, a good chance of it in some locations heading into tonight, and there's going to be even a chance of it heading into later tomorrow night and early Wednesday morning. And here's the reason why. Falling into the 30s, some lower 40s out there. Look at Bradford. Could be looking at the freezing point for the overnight low tonight. And then getting up into the 60s as we head into tomorrow. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect over the next couple days across our area. Generally holding in the 60s, and then Friday we're up into the 70s. Saturday, we're going to be looking at showers and thunderstorms around about 67 degrees, and then looking dry, pretty nice for Sunday and Monday of next week. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, a daily 511, a big 44738. Quinto numbers 46814, and a cash 511, 13, 29, 34, and 35. Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Coming up next, it's being called the happiest place on earth. We have all the details next on Late Edition.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available, or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Something magical is is coming. Cirque Musica, an over-the-top arena spectacular for the entire family. It's a fantastical musical journey. You'll be on the edge of your seat as these artists amaze you with unbelievable feats of strength and beauty. Prepare to be dazzled as Cirque Musica takes you and your family on a fun-filled adventure. Experience the magic with the arena spectacular Cirque Musica. Coming to the Mohegan Sun Arena Sunday, September 22nd. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud, host of Storm Politics. Over the coming weeks, I'll be bringing you a comprehensive series on the topic of illegal immigration with guest Michael Cutler, a national authority. We'll discuss pre-9/11, post-9/11, unemployment, terrorism, and what we can do close to home. So stay tuned to Storm Politics over the next few weeks, only on WYLN.
Welcome back. Well, I know you've been wondering, what is the happiest place on earth? We have a hint. It's not Disneyland or the circus. Carl Azus has the annual International Happiness Index.
Hamlet might have thought there was something rotten in Denmark, but his fellow Danes don't agree. Despite the cold, the lack of sunshine in winter, and that whole Shakespearean tragedy thing, Denmark, not Disneyland, has just been named the happiest place on earth. Columbia University's Earth Institute recently ranked more than 150 nations based on a survey done between 2010 and 2012. It asked folks about their expectations for a long, healthy life, the freedom to make life choices, having someone to count on. And it found satisfied smiles stretching straight across Northern Europe. Denmark, Norway, Switzerland, Netherlands, Sweden, neighbors in most cases, happy neighbors. The report's top 5 happiest countries on the planet. And while it's said that money can't buy happiness, that's factored in too. It would be no coincidence that 3 of the top 5 happiest countries are in the world's top 10 when it comes to wealth. The United States came in at number 17, behind places like Canada, Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Mexico. But it was well ahead of the bottom 5 countries, rankings 152 through 156, the African nations of Rwanda, Burundi, Central African Republic, Benin, and Togo. That's where life expectancies are lower, incomes are lower, and people are generally less satisfied with their lives, according to the survey.
Very interesting. I don't know. Are we going to be making plans to go to Denmark anytime soon? I'll take Disney. When we come back, Beth is in with sports. Don't go anywhere.
Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice E. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the historic castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
Now Hazel Park Spring Water is proud to announce that they are the official water of the WILN Sports Crew and available for home delivery through J.W. Wargo Spring Water Delivery and JoJo's Beverage. Since 1915, the Kreisel family has been serving the area with quality meats. The tradition continues today with 5 generations at Hazel Park Quality Meats, 260 Washington Avenue, West Hazleton, and Redding Specialty Meats, located at 216 East 4th Street in Berwick. Here are some of this week's specials. WYLN, your first choice for locally produced shows like Chef Lou, Jen-tastic Sweets, Off the Beaten Path, The Storm, and more. Find out how you can stretch your advertising dollars and be a part of the WYLN TV lineup. Call 570-459-1869, extension 1302. WYLN, we're your local network.
While Week 3 of Friday Night Football is a distant memory for some teams, it's probably not for the Monoy area Golden Bears. It was Friday the 13th and the Bears were hosting one of their biggest rivals from just down Route 54, the Marion Colts. It was also WYLN's Friday Night Football game of the week, and if you weren't able to catch it this past weekend, don't worry, we have the highlights right here. In the first, sophomore Mike Ronski will get a hand on the ball during the Marion possession, and Dylan Maymod will get the interception going 26 yards, setting up the score from the 28-yard line. A couple plays later, Maymod under center. He will get it to Mason Evitz, and it will be Evitz scoring from 5 yards out, putting Monoy on the board first. Maymod is a dangerous runner with the ball in his hands. He will take the skin 7 yards and score for the Bears for score number 2. They are up 14-0. Right before the half, the big man, Tyler Cavanis, will get a piece of the ball punted by the Colts, and the Golden Bears will get the ball on the 37-yard line. 3 plays later, Maymod from 9 yards out with another quarterback keeper, and it's 20-0 at the half. First possession of the third quarter, Maymod. He will find Evitz open again, and it's a 62-yard catch. Monoy will go up 26-0 after that score. Then they will go for the 2-point conversion after having some extra point difficulty earlier in the night. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's Dylan Maymod again. He will take it in for 2 more. Marion still looking to get on the board. This time, they'll put the ball in KJ Snur's possession. It's a 43-yard rush, and Snur will score for the Colts. Extra point will be no good, so the score is 28-6. Monoy area will have the ball again, and an 11-play, 65-yard drive, setting Dylan Maymod up at the 6-yard line. And then the senior will get his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. The Golden Bears will go on to be 3-0 this season, winning against the Anthracite Football League rival Marion Colts 40-6. After the win, WYLN's Joe Flanagan talked to second-year Monoy area coach Dave Holman about the W.
Your offense has been scoring a lot of points. My first question is going to be about your defense, who really did a great job tonight.
Yeah, we played very well in our 2 scrimmages. I mean, we were an extremely well defense in our first 2 scrimmages. And our first game against Panther Valley, you know, we took a little bit of a step back, and these guys took it like upon themselves to really show that we want to be a lights-out style defense. And they came to play tonight. They came very well prepared, and they executed the game plan.
Talk a little bit about your quarterback, Maymod. Had over 30 carries tonight. Talk about what he means to your squad.
Yeah, this is a quarterback's offense. This offense is set up to get majority of the carries to the quarterback and then and spread the ball around a little bit. But you know, he's really been performing well the last 2 weeks, and obviously tonight he's leading his team. We're a 3-0 team right now.
And Monoy area will be playing Tamaqua this coming Friday. In the Wyoming Valley Conference, the Berwick Bulldogs did not play on Friday night. They were at Dallas High School for a Saturday afternoon game, and it was another big win for George Curry's squad. C.J. Curry, the quarterback, went 13 for 21 and 1 touchdown, and Dane Kowalski had 2 scores for the Bulldogs win 37-7. And after Week 3's Anthracite Football League matchup, we're heading back to the Wyoming Valley Conference this Friday night. During our Week 4 of Friday Night Football, we will be bringing you all the action of the Hazleton area Cougars hosting the Williamsport Millionaires. They are 1-2 on the season. It will be live right here on WYLM. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7, so make sure you tune in for that one. And for the second time in 3 weeks, freshman quarterback for the Nittany Lions, Christian Hackenberg, has been named the Big Ten Freshman of the Week. In this past week's loss to the University of Central Florida, Hack threw for 262 yards, completing 21 out of 28 attempts. It's the first time a freshman at Penn State received the honor 2 times in one season. He leads the Big Ten in completions per game and is ranked 24th in the nation. Hackenberg will be back out on the field at Beaver Stadium this Saturday when the Nittany Lions play their last non-conference game against Kent State. More sports headlines are on tap in the second half. Stay tuned. Lisa's back next with your top story recaps.
I've got 3 great deals for you. Here's a 2013 Mazda 3i Sport Sedan, just $187 a month, sign and drive. Or this 2014 Mazda 6 Skyactiv, 38 miles per gallon, $245 a month, sign and drive. Or this great 2014 Mazda CX-5 Skyactiv, just $299 a month, sign and drive.
Plus, we'll give you more for your trade. Burger Mazda, just off exit 145 off ID1, Route 93, Hazleton.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You'll meet Lorinda, a busy, professional working mom who is feeling a lot better due to good chiropractic care. Her story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Recapping tonight's top stories, the FBI has released the name of the alleged gunman in the Washington, D.C. shooting. He is 34-year-old Aaron Alexis. He's a former Naval Reserve member, and authorities say he apparently used someone else's ID to gain entrance to the yard. He was arrested in Seattle for shooting out tires on a car in what authorities called an anger-fueled blackout. Police shot and killed him sometime before noon today. Meanwhile, today's shooting did claim the lives of 13 people. INN's Phil Doherty has more.
3 shots, pow, pow, pow. 30 seconds later, I heard 4 more shots, and a couple of us that were in the cafeteria knew they were shots, and we started panicking.
And a Navy yard in the heart of Washington, D.C. is the target in a shooting rampage. At least 12 people are dead and several others injured. It happened this morning at the headquarters of the Naval Sea Systems Command. One of these shooters is among the dead, and authorities believe there may be another at large. He was wearing a green and tan style military clothing when that shooting happened. President Barack Obama says he is mourning what he calls yet another mass shooting, one that took the lives of American patriots.
They're patriots, and they know the dangers of serving abroad, but today they face the unimaginable violence that they wouldn't have expected here at home. So we offer our gratitude to the Navy and local law enforcement, federal authorities, and the doctors who've responded with skill and bravery.
The president also called for a thorough and seamless investigation involving federal agencies and the military. Officials have not yet released any possible motive yet.
Meanwhile, now an update on a shooting here in our area. Early this morning, a second man was arrested by Hazleton police in connection with a shooting last week in West Hazleton. 29-year-old Rafael Antonio Camacho of Hazleton was taken into custody in the area of East Diamond Avenue and Cedar Street. Police did not say what role Camacho played in the shooting, which happened September 8th at 227 East Broad Street. Now, meanwhile, an arrest was also made on Friday night in connection with that shooting. 20-year-old Christopher G. Vega was charged with criminal conspiracy, aggravated assault, robbery, unlawful restraint, and simple assault after being arrested Friday night on a warrant at 455 Samuels Avenue in the city. Hazleton police responded to that address and took Vega into custody and served a search warrant for the house. Police say they recovered a large amount of evidence. Vega was arraigned at Magistrate James Dixon's office in Hazel Township. Tonight he's in the county prison in lieu of $250,000 straight cash bail. Meanwhile, a Wilkes-Barre shooting is now fatal. 18-year-old Christopher Naranasamy, who was shot in the head and critically injured on South Wells Street in Wilkes-Barre last week, has now died from those injuries. According to the Luzerne County Coroner's Office, the shooting took place near the staircase leading into the Boulevard townhomes around 12:45 Friday morning. The other man who was shot, Alexander Torres Silva of South Sherman Street, was treated at Geisinger Wyoming Valley Medical Center in Plains Township and released. Now prosecutors called this incident an apparently random attack. 27-year-old Jordan Stevens is being called a person of interest in the shooting, and now police are looking for him. Stevens is described as 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 170 pounds. He was last seen wearing a light-colored T-shirt and shorts, a black or dark-colored shoes. He also has several tattoos, including an image of the Grim Reaper from his elbow to his wrist on his right arm and the initials JT on his right wrist. Stevens is believed to be armed and dangerous and should not be approached. Anyone with information should call police at 208-4200 or else dial 911. Another shooting in the city of Wilkes-Barre. It happened early Sunday. Officers responded to the incident and found shell casings on Moffett Street and a projectile lodged in the front door of a residence of Old River Road. Officers found no suspects in the area and there were no injuries reported. The caller refused to come to his door when police arrived. Anyone with any information should call Wilkes-Barre Police at 826-8106. There was a robbery at knife point in Hazleton just after 7:30 on Sunday evening. According to police, a white male entered Puff and Picks on 15th Street wearing a white and black checkered sweatshirt, blue shorts, and a Philadelphia Eagles shirt. The suspect stole money from the business, but the amount is unknown. No one was injured. Anyone with information is asked to call City Police at 459-4940. Hazleton is promising to begin rental inspections within the next 2 weeks. And the Hazleton Area Landlords Organization is promising to try to stop it. The ordinance creating the controversial inspections passed last summer and was greeted with a suit from Halo. While the city says it's going ahead with them, Halo says it's going to court to get an injunction to try to block them. The city has started mailing registration forms with a $25 annual registration fee to buildings that house 4 or fewer rental units. Bills must be paid by September 30th. Inspections, which cost $70 per unit, are set to start afterwards. Off-duty firefighters or code officials will likely conduct the inspections. Opponents say they violate the Fourth Amendment guarantee against unreasonable search and seizure. When the Hazleton Zoning Hearing Board meets next week, one item on the agenda will deal with plans for the former St. Joseph's Hospital on Church Street in Hazleton. According to a recent public notice, New York firm that purchased the building in May will go before the board with plans for an assisted living facility and a future nursing school. Back in May, we told you the former hospital was purchased by the Claremont Group from New York. According to the public notice, the firm will request a use by special exception for conversion of the building to an assisted living facility and future nursing school. Meanwhile, a second use variance is being requested for 659 North Church Street to be used as a business office. That's the former Price's Dairy. It had served as a business office for the former hospital. Both matters go before the zoning board at its meeting Thursday, September 26th at 6:30 in Hazleton City Hall. Attorneys for convicted child molester Jerry Sandusky will hold a hearing tomorrow at the Luzerne County Courthouse. Sandusky had lost his appeal in Center County Court, and it now has moved on to Luzerne County. The oral arguments take place after 3 p.m. before a 3-judge panel of the Pennsylvania Superior Court. His lawyers are expected to argue they were not given enough time to prepare for the trial. Sandusky is currently serving a 30 to 60-year sentence in a state prison after being convicted of sexually molesting 10 young boys over a 15-year period, many of them being committed on Penn State's campus at University Park. Sandusky himself will not be at tomorrow's hearing. As of this coming Saturday, you will have to dial 10 digits for every phone call you make. That means you'll have to include the area code each and every time. A new area code, 272, will be implemented in the current 570 area code region. It's what's known as an overlay area code, meaning the 570 area code will remain and its borders won't change. The 272 area code will be assigned to new numbers inside that 570 boundary lines. Hence the need for the area code with every call, otherwise it won't go through. You'll get a recording that will tell you to hang up and dial again using the area code. The ultimate decision to add the new area code comes from the North American Numbering Plan Administration, or NAMPA, the contractor that oversees telephone numbers for the federal government. And in Colorado, the problem is flooding, lots of it. Phil Doherty is more.
Rivers and creeks are still rising after more than 18 inches of rain fell in just 5 days. At least 6 people are dead and 1,500 homes destroyed. 1,200 people are unaccounted for, but mostly because communications are down. Officials say up to 1,000 people are still waiting to be evacuated.
We're still bracing. I mean, there are many homes that have been destroyed, a number have been collapsed, and we haven't been in them yet. So we're still dealing with that. How do we save lives first?
Despite the devastation, the Larimer County Sheriff says what he's seen so far has restored his hope.
How can we ever recover from this? And I know exactly, inch by inch, mile by mile, community by community, they're taking this stuff back. They're doing it. People are getting those things done out there.
That is a look at tonight's top story recaps. When we come back, the latest on the new fitness craze, and Beth is back in with the second half of sports.
And I tell you what, it seems like it got colder even then when I talked to you at the top of the hour. The wind is blowing now. There's definitely a chill in the air, and I don't know about you, but I don't like it. And I'm sure what nobody liked was way back in time, it was known as the Lake Okeechobee Hurricane. That's the way they named them. They didn't have a naming system back then. Back in 1928, it marks the second deadliest in United States history. 150 mile per hour winds at landfall. And unfortunately back then, there were no warnings, no advanced technology, nothing like that. So over 4,000 people lost their lives. I'll be talking about what we can expect with a complete 7-day forecast. And let's all hope that I have a warm-up in it. Will we? I'll let you know in a bit.
We're looking for a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
Lease a 2014 Subaru Forester 2.5i CVT for $199 a month.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
As a diabetic, where do I turn for the special healthcare products and advice I need?
Come into your nearby Good Neighbor Pharmacy. We specialize in the unique concerns and needs you have as a diabetic patient. Your Good Neighbor pharmacist has a fully trained staff, stocks a broad selection of the products you need, and takes a personal interest in your health and well-being.
Tri-County Business Machines has been serving the Hazleton area with office supplies and furniture for over 35 years. We are your local Kyocera dealer for all your digital Kyocera copiers, printers, and faxes. For exceptional reliability, sales, and service, the call to make is to Tri-County Business Machines. Tri-County Business Machines, keeping your office up to speed. Tri-County Business Machines, located at 117 East Broad Street, Hazleton. Phone 459-0754 or visit us on the web at tricountybm.com.
WILN TV 35, first in live sports.
Hi, I'm Ron Jaworski. For the best in local TV sports, watch WILN TV 35.
WILN TV 35 has it covered.
Hi, my name is Vince Papelli. I'm a former Philadelphia Eagle wide receiver and special teams guy, and for local sports coverage, I watch only WILN 35.
WILN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.
Well, what is hanging from the silks? Holly Furfer says it's a new high-flying fitness craze.
It's a combination of dance and strength training while hanging in the air. It's called aerial fitness.
It takes you back to a childhood time where you're exploring, you're swinging, you feel weightless a lot of the times, and that's something adults don't get to do very much.
Participants hang from long fabrics called silks. But don't worry, just like anything else, you don't start at the top.
We start you very low, get you really, really comfortable, confident in what you're doing from the very beginning, then we slowly move you up.
The slow progression also gives people time to build up the strength, flexibility, and endurance to do this.
The hardest part has definitely been like the upper arm strength.
But the core gets a workout as well, building strength in the stomach and back muscles.
I just love how my body feels. It's a really gentle resistance. It's a different pull than you get in the weight room. I like being up in the air. I like being able to move freely.
If you're looking for something out of the ordinary and aren't afraid to fly, try hanging from the silks. I'm Holly Furfer.
Definitely a unique idea. When we come back, Beth's in with the second half of sports, and Joe has more on the chilly forecast. Stay with us.
Buy it at Barber Ford. It's a cut above the rest. Buy it at Barber Ford. Honest people where the deals are the best. Now is the time. Barber Ford is the place. The best cause I hear there's no mistake. You can't buy better. You can't buy better than Barber Ford.
Barber Ford, Route 309 in Hazleton and on Route 11 in Exeter.
The 158th Bloomsburg Fair, September 21st through the 28th, with farm and garden exhibits, arts and crafts, educational and flower exhibits. The grandstand boasts a lineup of entertainment you won't want to miss, with 2 large TV screens. Catch the horse races, tractor and truck pulling, and demolition derby, the restored schoolhouse and Veterans Memorial, rides for the whole family, and the best of food vendors. Come and enjoy a day at the Bloomsburg Fair.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Visit us for the lowest prices on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. This month, save 50% on Sealy mattresses or save up to $100 on select Lazy Boy furniture. And ask about our interest-free financing plans. Shop GrandCentral.com or visit us on Vine Street in Hazleton or Route 93 in Hazel Township.
Everybody shops Grand Central, making your house a home.
Things move a little slower here in DSLville.
Slow pitch softball is big here. Really big.
There's not a fast food restaurant in town. Zero.
Get the most out of the internet. Get Service Electric high-speed internet. Call Service Electric today to sign up.
Ho, 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 ho. Slow down. Tourists.
Tim Thomas is back in the NHL, agreeing to a tryout deal with the Florida Panthers. He's expected to practice with the club for the first time tomorrow. Thomas sat out all last season. In parts of 8 NHL seasons, Thomas has a 2.48 goals against average, stopping just over 92% of the shots he has faced. He's won 2 Vezina trophies as the NHL's best goalie. And the New York Jets made a change at punter on Monday, releasing starter Robert Malone and signing free agent punter Ryan Quigley. Malone punted 16 times over New York's first 2 games of the season and averaged 46.3 yards per punt. Quigley was with the Jets during the preseason. Now let's take a look at tonight's national scoreboard. It is Monday Night Football. and the Steelers are taking on the Bengals, and it's all tied up in the third at 10. In the majors, Tigers win over the Mariners. Tampa Bay taking the lead for the AL wildcard with the 6-2 win over the Rangers, and the Twins trail the White Sox in the bottom of the 6th. Kansas City is leading the Tribe 5-1 in the top of the 9th. The Reds lead the Astros 6-1, and the A's are down 2-6 in the second. In the National League, due to the horrific scene played out earlier today in Washington, D.C., the Nationals game with the Braves was postponed and will be made up as part of a doubleheader on September 17th. Cliff Lee with an awesome game tonight. He was 3 for 4 at the plate with 4 RBIs and had 14 strikeouts, and the Bucks lose 1 tonight against the Padres. Twins up 4-1. Cards and Rockies tied at 1 in the 7th. The D-backs are up 2-0. And just a heads up for tomorrow night, if you'd like to see some championship baseball, the AAA Baseball Championship will be held right in our own backyard at Coca-Cola Park in Allentown, home of the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. The International League contender, the Durham Bulls, facing off with Omaha Storm Chasers. It's a 1-game winner-take-all. First pitch is set for 6:05. Stay tuned. Joe's back next with the rest of your weather.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational, speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice E. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the historic castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th.
Skies are clearing out, winds are picking up out there, and that's just making it feel fall-like, more October-like than where we're at right now. Nothing to show you live 35 Skycast Doppler. This is just ground clutter, so you can ignore it. Nothing at all going on except those chilly temperatures. We are now down to 46, and those temperatures are going to drop a few more degrees through the overnight hours. Pressure coming in at 30.21 inches of mercury, and you see those winds coming in at times 5, 10, 15 or so miles per hour. And I hate to say it, I didn't get rid of the heat index yet because we still deal with some heat yet over the next couple of weeks. But I can really replace this with a wind chill factor, because even though it's 46, with some of those winds out there, it's making it feel a little bit chillier than what the actual air temperature indicates. But I don't want to mention wind chill factor just yet. It's a little bit too early in the season to talk about it. But I just have to talk about the chilly temperatures, which is what we're experiencing across our area. 49 now in Mount Pocono, 52 Wilkes-Barre-Grant International Airport, 57 in Selinsgrove, 56 in Williamsport, and 55 degrees in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, temperatures holding in the upper 40s and lower 50s as we approach the 11 o'clock hour. Satellite and radar, again, nothing to show you. It is dry. A few clouds here and there, but skies are going to continue to clear out through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, we're going to see lots of sunshine heading in our direction. And it's going to be a nice day out there tomorrow, with all things considered. Limited, if any, clouds out there. You're going to see a lot of that sunshine, high pressure in control, and that gives us all that nice sunshine and a nice-looking Tuesday heading in our direction. In fact, the next couple of days not looking too bad as we go into our Wednesday, as we go into our Thursday, and as we go into our Friday. But then, as we go into our Saturday, another system comes through, and that has the potential of bringing us some showers and some thunderstorms back into the area. But before that, enjoy the nice weather. while it lasts. Now, there's going to be one more chilly night like tonight on the extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys at Division of Arc Electric. So we have a chilly night for tonight. Tomorrow night, I'm looking at about 34 degrees. Yeah, I just don't want to put that number on there. I would rather just leave it empty and wishful thinking. But it will be in the 30s tomorrow night, so there's going to be some more frost advisories, maybe for parts of our area. Can't rule that out, but I'll let you know tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And then not as chilly the nights to follow in the 40s and 50s, and see those daytime highs 60s, lower 70s for Friday, and then 60s, showers and storms for Saturday. So temperature is really below where we should be for this time of year, and again, it's feeling more October-like. But we know anything can happen. As you go through the rest of September and October, you can still deal with temperatures in the 70s and 80s, and you get Indian summer yet, and after the first frost, and there's some things to look forward to. Just not the cold weather.
Hopefully a nice run for the Bloomsburg Fair, because they definitely deserve to have some nice weather as well. So it looks good for the start there, because it starts on Saturday. And what do you think? We moving to Denmark anytime soon?
I don't know.
And if you talk to my family, they're going to say Disney is the happy place on earth. But
it is.
It definitely is. But maybe we'll have some Denmark and try.
Interesting story. Denmark and then the United States ranked, what, like 17th on there? And
interesting, huh? Yeah. All righty. You'll have to let us know what you think. We'll see everybody back here tomorrow night.
Guess I'll start packing tonight.
Joe's leaving for Denmark.